Being pain-free does not mean an athlete is ready to return to sport, and relying on this as your return to sport criteria is why so many athletes get injured when they go to return to play. Think of it like your car. If your check engine light is on, the car's not fixed when the check engine light turns off because there's still a problem there that needs to get addressed. So here at CHP, one of the things we use is we use objective criteria to determine when an athlete is ready to go back to play or when you are ready to go back to the activities that you really enjoy. We need to use things that are objective as opposed to things that are subjective like pain. Now, it's not to say that pain doesn't matter. It's not something we should measure because, of course, it's the first thing we really need to make sure that goes away in many instances. But pain is highly subjective, right? How you process pain and how I process pain may be very different. Athletes are really good at masking symptoms. Oftentimes, they aren't always the most truthful either about the symptoms that they are experiencing because they want to go back to play and they think that is the main criteria that we're going to look at. And the subjectivity that goes along with relying on patients or athletes' reporting of their symptoms is the fact that pain often resolves before capacity, strength, and control return. And tissue tolerance and neuromuscular readiness oftentimes lag behind our symptom improvements. And we need those things to also be addressed before we return to play. So when it comes to our objective measures that we use to make sure that an athlete is safe to return, we look at a variety of different things that I've discussed in other videos in the past, such as symmetry, strength, power, the ability to demonstrate that strength fast, and the ability to perform sport-specific movements over and over and over again, almost that correlate with what you might experience in a practice or game, right? Not just straight ahead stuff, but also multi-directional movements. Can you do all the different things your sport is going to require and do it under fatigue and do it in a more chaotic environment, such as the one that you may be getting back to in the sport itself? All this to say that being pain-free is a milestone and an important one. But if that is where you stop your rehab journey, you are very likely to suffer a re-injury when you go back to play, or you're just not very likely to perform very well compared to maybe what you're expecting. So if you're somebody who is looking for a comprehensive rehab journey, to go through a comprehensive rehab process that takes you from where you are currently all the way back to when you're performing at the highest level you demand of yourself, contact us. That's what we do, and we would love to be able to help.